What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good. What's up, Jesse? How you doing, brother? Problem with the single perp theory? Yes. We can talk about that. I figured I'd come on live and talk to you guys for a little bit. All right, I'm not going to do a whole bunch of intro and anything like that. Guys, you guys know the deal. It's July 1st, 2025, 1:24 p.m. And I decided to go ahead and come on live because there's been a lot of pushback. And I don't understand the pushback. Well, I do, because this is the same community in which they don't believe Richard Allen's confession. Then everybody yesterday said, I want to see the paperwork talking about the court hearing. I told everybody then, we found out late, we would see the documentation today, and that's exactly what we have here. So I do want to start today off by showing everybody that there is documentation proving there is a court hearing tomorrow for 11 a.m. This is going to be the plea bargain hearing, and if they air it, I will air it as well. What's up, Jesse? Jesse says, I can't argue his innocence, but I have a problem with the single perp theory. Okay? I definitely want to hear what your issue is with that. My theory with that, my belief when it comes to the single perp theory is actually really clear. I believe that there was enough time for any grown man to kill 3 pretty much sleeping people, and they're all drunk, and then a 4th one. If he's pleading guilty, he's either guilty or really fucking stupid or both. I think he's both. Here's what I honestly think. I think Kohberger did a great cleanup job with his vehicle, with his house, or his apartment, but the taking the phone with him is fucking stupid. That's number one. And then leaving the knife sheath is even more stupid. No question. Revisit the green car theory? Oh no, of course he got away in the green car. Of course he got away in the green car. Even if guilty, the plea deal makes no sense. Of course it makes sense. I keep hearing people say, why did they wait to the last minute to offer a plea deal? Oh, everybody does. Every case I ever copped out to, I copped out to at the pre-trial conference right before the trial. I believe Tyrone and Bailey were involved, in my opinion. But Bryan Kohberger is going to confess to the crime tomorrow at 11 a.m. Bryan Kohberger is going to admit to the crime tomorrow at 11 a.m. And am I the only one here that feels like if there was anybody else involved, Kohberger would snitch? Why wouldn't he turn state evidence why wouldn't he turn state evidence if there was other people involved? What's up, West Side Crime Music? I mean, he's already telling on himself and giving himself life in prison. If there was anybody else involved, and this is the number one question I would ask any of you, why is he not snitching on them? Is he true to the streets? Is that what you're going to tell me Bryan Kohberger is? He's a real one? He ain't no snitch. You do realize, look, how many cases in a row are you going to say that, Tina? Y'all said that in Delphi. How many cases in a row are you going to believe that, Tina? You said the same thing in Delphi. The Delphi confession was false. Now the Idaho 4 confession is false. How many cases in a row are you going to make that claim? Just because you don't want to admit you was wrong about a case. If he went to trial and he was guilty and got death penalty, he would still have decades to keep fighting and appealing. No, I agree with that. So what does he gain, really? A guarantee that he doesn't die. I think that's the reason he signed it, honestly, because I think it's a guarantee that he doesn't die. By the way, Tina, that's not an argument. All you're saying is you do understand people lie. That's not an acceptable argument. You have to tell me why Bryan Kohberger is lying. Just saying to me people lie is not a good enough argument. You've been in jail, JB. How well you think he's going to do there? I think he will either commit suicide or be dead within 5 years. I think it'll be, I actually didn't. I do think Allen was guilty. This is different. Why is this different? Please explain to me why this is different. And why did everybody else say the same thing about Richard Allen? I think his defense lawyers were like, you won't be able to give you proper defense at this point. You're so. I think more than likely his lawyers told him that it's stacked against him. He's going to have to get used to black bag coffee? Yeah. But the answer to your question is I believe, honestly, I don't believe he'll make it longer than 5 years in there. He gets something from the plea deal. He gets to be 100% sure that he's alive. At least he's not going to face the death penalty. Let me tell you how scary it is. Even when you're not talking about death. When you are at that moment, when you're offered a plea bargain, and they're telling you, you can go face the jury and potentially the max sentence, or you can sign this and face a less of a sentence. That right then decision-making process is a scary one. It is a difficult one. And Bryan Kohberger, if you did this, it's the only reason why you would say, all right, I'll sign it. Is because you are like, I don't want to take a risk knowing I did this on them finding me and giving me the max sentence. I don't want the death penalty. I don't want the firing squad. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people are saying, why would the prosecution offer it? I think this is actually plain as day. We all have agreed that this is a circumstantial evidence case the whole time. If you're the prosecution and you know this is a circumstantial evidence case, and we're talking about millions of dollars you can save the city, the state of Idaho, and you're the state of Idaho, we're talking about potentially 30 years on death row, appeal after appeal, millions of dollars it's going to cost the city, the state, and you can get a guaranteed conviction. I've already told you guys, public defenders, that's what they go for. So it wasn't that hard for Bill Thompson and the public defender lady to fucking come to an agreement. They've been coming to agreements for decades, centuries, years. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not that difficult to really figure out. Occam's razor really does fit this case. Everybody thought it was going to be some in-depth crazy, situation. A plea deal is not final until the judge accepts it. Thanks for letting me know, Ronan. I know. Thanks for letting me know, though. That will be tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, Bryan Kohberger will officially plead guilty, and the judge will accept it. The judge will accept it. The judge only rejects a plea, typically, if he believes that the defendant is lying or doesn't really mean it. 12 gauge hit $2. Thank you. He said, one day I'm gonna get you on that Mortal Kombat. Yes. Thank you, 12 gauge. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. But people, I don't understand why people in the comment section keep repeating that. Yesterday it was, we haven't seen no paperwork. Now it's, he hasn't assigned it yet. Then it's the judge hasn't accepted it yet. Well, no shit. That's what the fucking hearing is for tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And then tomorrow after 11 o'clock, when he pleads guilty and the judge accepts it, then what's it going to be? The green car. I know, the green car. How's them green car people feeling right now? How them green car people feeling right now? Well, BPK can tell him where the murder weapon is or give details of the murders that only the killer would know? Absolutely. He's probably not going to do it unless they make it part of the plea bargain. Here's another thing, Joe. BK's he's not going to tell the story. Everybody thinks he's going to do the BTK thing where he's going to stand up for 2 hours and tell you every detail of what happened. Chances are that's not happening. Well, they can release his confession about how he did it. That's not what Shabazz, that's not what he's going to do tomorrow. He doesn't have to write out a confession. All he has to do is plead guilty. Tomorrow what's going to happen is he's going to stand in front of the judge, okay? And they're going to be like, how do you plead? They're going to assess. They're going to assess the plea bargain. They're going to say, so you plead guilty to counts 1, blah, 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 2, 3, 4. So you're pleading guilty to the murder of Ethan Chapin. And he'll say, yes, Your Honor. So you're pleading guilty to the murder of Kaylee Gonsalves. Yes, Your Honor. So you're pleading guilty. Do you see what I'm saying? The judge isn't going to say, so tell the courtroom what happened. That's not how plea bargains work. Trust me, I've signed many plea bargains. You don't have to tell the story of what happened. All you have to do is say yes or no when they read to you the affidavit. What they'll do is they'll read what is on the plea bargain. So what you're being charged with is XYZ. Here's how it happened based on the PCA. Do you agree? Did you commit these crimes? And Bryan Kohberger will have to say yes 5 times. He will have to say yes to the burglary. He will have to say yes to all 4 of the individual murders. No problem, Shabazz. But a lot of people are getting their hopes up. Now, if it's part of the plea bargain that he has to tell them where the murder weapon is, tell the story, but chances are that's not it. Chances are that's not it at all. You know what I mean? Chances are they just want him to say he did it. And Bryan Kohberger, by the way, he's probably not going to ever sell his story either, because any money he makes off of this case goes to the victim's family. He may tell his story at some point if he really is like Ted Bundy. You know what I'm saying? If he really wants to tell his story later, like maybe he really does like want to be popular or famous or infamous like Ted Bundy, maybe he'll tell somebody later. Will the judge ask for motive? Nope. He will only ask him, does he plead guilty to the charges that are on the plea bargain? The judge will not ask for an explanation. Why'd you do it? How'd you do it? That will not happen. Well, what he will do is if the affidavit, for instance, says, did you kill Maddie Mogan by stabbing her with a knife? Bryan Kohberger will have to say yes. But there's not going to be like how did you find Maddie? Where did you know Maddie from? None of those questions are going to be asked. You got to remember, Bryan Kohberger he's not being cross-examined. Cross-examination is for lawyers in trial. He's not being cross-examined at all. A judge is just asking him how he pleads. Does that make sense? So that's what we're going to see tomorrow. But, of course, we could be given a surprise. They could have had some sort of deal in the plea bargain. If there is any extra people like Jesse, no problem, Ronan. If there's any other people like Jesse said, there could be an amendment of the plea bargain where he's got to snitch. But I highly doubt that's going to be the case. This has never been a case I thought that, several people was involved with. No motive needed often? Yeah, exactly. What's up, Nina? Notice that all the snack cakers are gone. Notice all the snack cakers are gone. It's a beautiful thing, ain't it? Because they're mad. They're coping and seething right now. They're upset. They're angry. Instead of them just saying, you know what, we was wrong. They're still sitting there with their fingers crossed. Maybe something will happen by court tomorrow. There's a rumor going around that BK did it with Kopaka and Enan Harsh. Obviously not facts, just people talking. Yeah, and you know what's funny? Is the snack cakers are going to snack cake for months after this. they're going to keep coming up with theories. And this is why I think there's I think there's something mentally wrong with them. Because I don't understand why they can't just accept that Bryan Kohberger committed the murders. He was physically fit. He was capable of committing the murders. There's evidence pointing to him. It's not that shocking considering he was a criminology student. Maybe he did just want to see what it was like. The simplest answer usually is the right one. And, I mean, shit. Kohberger wanted to see what it was like to kill a motherfucker or two. I can relate. I understand. And I'm not being funny. I'm being honest. Who the fuck ain't thought about it once in a while? You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck ain't thought about it every now and then? You know what I mean? Someone said Kohberger is a clone and they killed Kohberger and just get the fuck out of here. Tell me they didn't say that. There's no way they fucking said that. Bro. See what the fuck I'm saying? See why I say these people are like mental cases? Why on earth why on earth would somebody say Kohberger? You know what I think it is? I think they think this case is more important than what it is. This isn't Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton. This is fucking some dude named Brian and a couple of college chicks. They act as if this is Operation Mockingbird. They act like this is the Gulf of Tonkin incident and shit. These are just some irrelevant kids. Caroline said, "I've had enough." What you got for us, Caroline? They did say it. What the fuck? Yeah, that's crazy, Roland. And by the way, if you ever question yourself and wonder if you're on the right side, if you're on the opposite side of the group of people saying that he's a clone, you're probably on the right side. The group of people that's saying that Bryan Kohberger was a clone, they're clearly the retards. Gunnar, a 30-year-old innocent OCD male, would not take a plea knowing it puts him showering with others, eating in a mess hall, and straight into the general population with general population? I don't think. Look, your average 30-year-old that's not guilty isn't going to sign the rest of his life away if he didn't do it. You know, this isn't like Delphi when people were sitting here trying to convince us. Okay, Richard Allen was scared of the big bad white supremacists. So he confessed. The 50-year-old Richard Allen. This is 30-year-old Bryan Kohberger. Yeah, exactly. I'm agreeing with Nina as well. Kathy Sue said he'll get justice in jail. Yeah. Well, here's the truth, Kathy Sue. Here's the number one reason why Bryan Kohberger will got in jail. It has nothing to do with the victims. It has everything to do with fame. If I'm in prison for life and we get a Ted Bundy that comes in, or Bryan Kohberger, that's instant street cred and fame. Do you see what I'm saying? Bryan Kohberger will always be marked for death because whoever does it, they're going to immediately have a fan base, which equals commissary. Do you see what I'm saying? Exactly, Elsa. Do you see my point? Bryan Kohberger is money. He won't last in jail. Definitely have a hit on him from the head for the magnitude of what happened. I don't think it has anything to do with the victims, Leah. In fact, in the beginning, I think it'll be. I think they'll keep him away from Gen Pop. But once he gets into Gen, that's what they did to Dahmer. Exactly. Imagine being the guy. Think about it. In prison, the goal is to be the toughest. You see what I'm saying? The goal in prison is to be the top dog, to have the most commissary, to run the store, to get fear from everybody. Do you see what I'm saying? You get a couple of them type of people under your belt. You done killed the big killer. You know what I'm saying? That's why that big dude up in New York, was in New York, Staten Island or whatever, the serial killer there, he's going to fucking get it. As soon as he goes into Gen Pop, he's going to get it. Because it's not about what they did. And see, that's how they fool society into thinking people cared about Jeffrey Dahmer's victims. That's why they did it. No. It's just about adding a notch on your belt. They're always coming for the champ. So you walk in there, a famous multi-man murderer, yeah, killing you adds a notch to their belt of street cred in the penitentiary. Plus, what it does is it gets people's attention on the outside. So if Cheryl Locke in the chat room, he won't be in protective custody forever, Carolyn. Not even close. He'll go in Gen Pop immediately. He'll try to card out and go to PC. But an example is, let's say Cheryl Locke sees that somebody killed Kohberger. She really hates Kohberger. And she's out here, so she may decide to start writing or sending the guy that killed Kohberger money. That kind of fame equals money. And you may think to yourself, well, money isn't, it can't be that much money. Let me tell you something. Just the money you see in my tip jar right there, that's a shitload of money in jail, in prison. Especially the last time I was in prison, you couldn't order more than $55 in commissary per week. So that is like 3 weeks or almost a month of commissary. Florencia, how you doing, beautiful? Now it's changed since then, I would imagine. I'm sure the limit's a lot higher now. I ain't been in prison 20 years. Price has gone up, but you're right, JB. Lots of soups, tuna packs, yeah. Exactly. When I was in there, the soups were still 25 cents each, the ramen noodle soups. They were still 25 cents. You know what I mean? They just started letting you order shit from like KFC and shit when I left. That was the expensive shit. You got two different types of commissary. You got the regular cart and the hot cart. Right when I was leaving, the hot cart just got there. He actually possibly shortened his time. He was guaranteed 20 years with death penalty? Probably. Do I think he'll make it 20 years in general population? No. Nope. Not a chance. Unless he really is a badass. Let's not underestimate Bryan Kohberger. Bryan Kohberger might be a badass. You see what I'm saying? I mean, we look at him more like he probably is a nerd. He might kick a bunch of motherfuckers. He might kick ass. What's up, Jeff? You know what I mean? So we don't know. I give him 6. Oh, he'll last way more than 6 months. He's not even going to go. Probably going to go into Gen Pop his first 6 months. Okay, let me tell you the way this works. So Wednesday, he's going to go in front of the judge. He's going to plead guilty. Usually, when they know you're signing a plea bargain, you got to go through this thing called pre-sentence investigation. The thing about this is his sentence is already determined, and he's not getting out on probation or parole. What they'll probably do is victim impact statements. They may do it Wednesday, right? I don't know. My theory is that he'll be down the road, and he'll have his DOC number. He'll go to the DOC Agnostic Center. Well, I forgot what the fuck it's called. He'll go to that place by the time July is even over. And so he will have his DOC number, his head shaved. He'll be in his state khakis. He'll be in all of that. I hope he has to talk to each. That's not how it works. They can't tell you have to talk to him. But the victims will have a chance to talk shit. Bryan Kohberger doesn't even have to listen to him. So what will happen is he may ask for a transfer out of Idaho Corrections like Watts did. He might. He's going to plead guilty on hum day, all kinds of... And actually, what he's doing is smart, though. And I'm going to tell you why. If he just wants to get to the penitentiary, which I assure you he does, the penitentiary is 10 times nicer and better than the county jail. I assure you that Bryan Kohberger right now, he's like, thank God I get to get out of here and get to a state prison. So what he's probably going to do is he's going to plead guilty. The judge is going to accept it. It depends on if they do victim impact statements right then. It depends on how it may be delayed for 2 weeks. It's not going to be delayed more than a month. And then he'll be down the road and you'll never hear from Bryan Kohberger again within the first month. By the time August hits, you'll never hear from Bryan Kohberger again. So then when he gets there, he'll go to IDC. He'll go to, Idaho Diagnostic Center, which this is where he'll get his DOC number, he'll get his head shaved, and then, only then, will they decide which state facility in Idaho he goes to. You have to go to the diagnostic center before you even know what prison you're going to. They'll give him what's up, Jelly? What will happen is they will give him a level, like level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. And you may say, what are the levels for, JB? Well, the answer is simple. If you go to prison for fraud, you're a level 1 because you're not a violent felon. You're the guy that gets to go work on the roads. Level 2s, you can be violent, but those are like domestic violences. Level 3s, 4s, and up, I don't even know if they still have 5s, but levels 3s and 4s are your serious violent felons. I was a level 3. What's up, Joey? Level 4 in Indiana was the Supermax. You went to Wabash. So my point is, he'll go to the IDC, he'll get his diagnostics, they'll assign him a level, they'll assign him a prison, and then they will come sneak him out in the middle of the night. That way, nobody knows when the bus is coming, and they'll do the same thing when they take him to the IDC. They'll do it because they don't want you, the public, to know when they're transporting Bryan Kohberger, just in case you're trying to break him out. You see what I'm saying? So you won't know when they're going to take him from the county. You won't know what facility he's going to until he's there. You won't know when he's being taken to said facility. And then when he gets there, there's still a process. When you first get to DOC, when you first get to prison, you don't go right into your dorm. Once again, they have to assess you and diagnose you and figure out which block they're going to put you in this individual prison. So you could be in intake at the facility for 2-3 weeks to 2-3 months, depending on how packed up and filled up the prison is. And then you'll go. And by the way, you still got to wait because your visiting list isn't even made out and confirmed yet. You still probably have no money on your books to purchase anything because none of that shit happens until you go into population, until you get your cell block. Any possibility of him getting transferred to PA at some point? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What's up? Well, there's that. No. He's property of the state of Idaho. That's where he committed the crime. He'll never leave the state of Idaho ever again. What's up, Christine? What's up, Deacon? What's up, Joey? Do you see what I'm saying? No, he's in Idaho for the rest of his life. He'll never go another place again. Unless, now, where that is different is if somehow they find that he had killed somebody else. Then he'll go there for a court case for whatever, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think so. Thank you. You're very welcome. Let me give a shout out to my boy Troy who sent 20. Thank you. Let me see what he had to say. Bro, sorry for not helping. I've been in hell for months. Oh, I understand, Troy. You ain't never got to apologize to me, brother. You're the gun squad, man. We love y'all, man. Thank you, though, Troy. Thank you, brother. And is there any way he can go back on his plea? Only between now and tomorrow at 11 a.m. He can only go on back on his plea right now. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, he goes in front of that judge. Once he gets in front, see, what he signed means nothing. He's probably already signed the plea. Tomorrow, it's when you go in front of that judge. You think he's 100%? I do think he's guilty. Yeah. I went for 2 years not thinking he was guilty, and it's, it took a while to convince me he was guilty, but he's guilty. I don't know where the Kohbergers are. So, here's the truth about this. Once he gets in front of that judge and pleads guilty, the judge is going to ask him, are you of sound mind? Are you being threatened? Are you intoxicated? And Bryan Kohberger is going to say no. Now, let me check in the state of Idaho, because it could be different there. Let me check. Can I withdraw a plea in Idaho after? There we go. Hillary Mansfield said on what basis? You said on what basis? He's about to sign a plea bargain. He's about to sign a plea bargain. No, he's not guilty. This is a defense move. Yeah, of course. Yes. You know what's weird about some of you people? Is that none of you people will ever, it doesn't matter who confesses. You'll never admit it. They are refusing to accept his guilt. Because they can't stand the concept of saying, I was wrong. So innocent people have done so in the past. Why do people keep saying that? How many cases in a row are you guys going to say this on? Didn't you just say the same thing about Richard Allen in Delphi? Innocent people confess. Didn't you just say the same thing about Richard Allen in Delphi, and now you're going to say it about Bryan Kohberger in Idaho? Is anybody ever guilty to you guys, or are you just conspiracy theorists constantly? Let's go ahead. If they found new evidence, yeah, they would have to find new evidence that was left out of the trial completely, and the likelihood of that is probably isn't likely. So yeah, exactly. They're going to go back to the green car. Wait, well, they haven't found the green car yet, JB. Right. But the answer to your question is, of course, people have signed a plea bargain when they didn't do shit. But how many people have signed a plea bargain to spend the rest of their life in prison at the age of 30? Ask yourself that. That's number one. Number two, of those people that signed the plea bargain, how many of those people had their DNA on the goddamn object? Some people just sacrifice the truth in the name of fantasy. Yeah. I don't understand why they're so connected and married to their position. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why. Do you know the motherfucker? Like, do you know Bryan or something? If he isn't, so yeah. I can see taking a deal on DUI, not quadruple murder. Bingo. If he isn't sow it alone, he will be singing tomorrow. However, I believe I think he did it alone. And there just comes a time where you have to say, I'm with you, Jeff. I don't understand what's so hard to accept that law enforcement got it right this time. But once again, like I said, if you compare the people that are saying that Kohberger's being screwed over, and you compare them to Delphi, it's the same people. The same people that are saying Kohberger's innocent and he's being railroaded are the exact same people that said Richard Allen was. So, well, I'm in the middle. I can't say either way, as there's been too many mistakes made along the way and a very tiny bit of blood. No, I think, here's the answer to that. Bryan Kohberger clearly cleaned up his mess in his car and his apartment. He clearly clearly cleaned up his mess. But he was dumb enough to leave his phone, to turn his phone off. Listen, this has nothing to do with other cases. Yes, it does if the same people refuse. No. If the same people are refusing to accept reality, you got to realize, Hillary, I'm the one that sees the audience. If I'm the one that sees this, and if the same group of people keep saying that it's fake and that it's a conspiracy, if the same people keep saying it in every single case, listen, if someone thinks everything's a conspiracy, they might be a little crazy. And by the way, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Guilty or not, I'm saying the thing I've been saying. Now, so here's the way I see this, Carolyn. He did a great job with the cleanup, but he was so fucking dumb to bring his phone and the knife sheath. Why in the fuck would you bring the knife sheath in your hand? As smart as he was dumb in other areas. Obviously, he was smart in other areas and he was dumb in other ones. JB, he didn't do it. Answer me. You didn't offer any. All you said is he didn't do it. He didn't do it. Answer me. You didn't present an argument. Fine, if you want me to say, I'm not saying anything to do with conspiracy. Well, what I'm saying is, but you're not the only person, though. You're not the only comment I read. There's a lot of people. So I guess what I will ask you, Hillary, is what makes you, what is your position and why do you believe so? Yeah, who carries a knife in a sheath? That's weird shit, right? So Jeffrey, to you, I will just say, fine, you wanted my attention, you got it. You said he didn't do it. Tell me why not, and all that. Well, it says, I know his mom, she was my mom's friend, so I always wanted to believe in his innocent, but a few months ago I started feeling different. Now this, so it is what it is. Yeah, no, I believed in his, I sent him commissary. I sent the motherfucker commissary. I sent him my whole tip jar one weekend. JB, did you think he was high on coke or meth when he did it? No, I think he planned it strategically. I think he wanted to know what it was like to kill a motherfucker. And I think he planned it strategically. Make sense? That's what I think. Florencia said, especially if it's true that he searched for the crime before 911 call was made. Yeah. And listen, man, the Amazon, the K-Bar being delivered to him through Amazon, I think that was what got me. That's what pulled me. That's what convinced me. That's what convinced me. The one good thing that we're about to get is whatever evidence they do have is about to be made public. Once the chances he gets sexually assaulted, very slim. That shit only happens in the movie. All right, let me explain to you how rapes in prison go. The only people that get raped in prison are actual faggots. You see what I'm saying? No, I hear you, Hillary. We're fine. We're fine. I have no problem with you, Hillary. At all. Not at all. Sorry if I'm talking aggressively to you. I'm in the middle of a show. I have no problem with you, Hillary. Also, if he drugged up, he would have been sloppy. Yeah. So anyway, back to what I was saying. The only people that get raped in prison are two types of people. Actual faggots and people that owe people money. Actual people that like dick. Actual gay people. And people that owe people. And those people typically get raped just as a message to send to them. I'm not saying he did it, I'm not saying he didn't, but I still have so many questions. One being the times given from DoorDash to girls. She was probably just high. She was probably just, 0% chance he's raped. I'll go with 1%. One being with times given it. And the only reason I say 1% is because he's going to be there for the rest of his life. Do I think he did it alone? I do. And I've been saying that because nobody's been talking. And Kohberger himself ain't been talking yet. We'll see tomorrow. If he drops a name on us, well, it wasn't 5 minutes. It was more like 8 to 9 minutes. And you got to remember that all 4 of the people were drunk and 3 of them were asleep. The only one of that group of the victims that was confirmed to be awake was Xana. And Kaylee probably woke up when Maddie was getting killed and she was pinned against the wall. So, you see what I'm saying? DNA, other people in the house? Yeah. There's a lot of people that hung out there and partied there. But his DNA was on the knife sheath, Hillary. So they say. His DNA was on the knife sheath, though. Under the body of a murdered, stabbed person. Is there a chance some bad guys would get him since he hurt kids? No. Not at all. No. The belief that all right, listen. It's not like he was a child too. In my opinion. Like, those college kids, all purpose were cleared by DNA? Exactly. Was it on the knife, though, to be proven? No, it was on the knife sheath. Now, you're taking it, see, you're wanting a little bit too much. You're wanting to still judiciate the process when Bryan Kohberger clearly is going to confess to the crime. Where's all the evidence? Honestly, all the evidence was circumstantial, Hillary. We've been saying that for 3 years. It's nice to meet you. My name is JB Gunner. John Collins, how you been? How you doing? Nice to meet you. We've been saying for 3 years that all of this is circumstantial. But he apparently believed it was enough to where he said, all right, fuck this. I'm going to save my life. I'm going to sign this plea bargain. Not trying to piss you off, but it's not 100% a proven case. Nobody said it was, though. That's why we've been calling it circumstantial for 3 years. Do you know for sure? Well, I think Brian's going to tell me tomorrow. That's why I asked, is it possible someone might take him out there? They're not going to take him out for this. Nobody cares about them hoes. Sorry. Only women on the internet really care about them people. Just being honest with you. Him taking the plea tells you the dude did it? Yeah, agreed. This belief system that people in prison, like, no, he'll get taken out, but for a different reason. He'll get... Why wouldn't he take his chance with a jury? Because he wanted to save his life. He didn't want to take the chance on getting a death penalty. That's not a good thing to say. You're not my mama. Don't give a fuck what you got. This is my channel. I've been doing this shit for 19 years. That's not a good thing to say. I'm telling you, nobody gives a shit about them other than women that feel like they're attached to the case. Normal people don't feel attached to the case. Normal people don't feel attached to cases that involve people with, if so, I would call that street justice isn't real unless children are molested. Street justice won't really happen the way you think it will, unless they want the fame from killing him. You see what I'm saying? Now, people will want the fame from killing him. That's how you get cred in there. You kill the killer. When he know he's a target in prison, of course. Hopefully he knows how to fight. Because where he's going to have to know. He's going to have to know. Oh, women, we are stupid, according to him. His mouth is what a game? Maybe. I think it's possible. He'd be an asset. Of course he would. People are going to try to side with Bryan Kohberger to get him. Let me explain to you why. I want you to he's only going to be PC. He's not. You think he's going to do life in PC? No. Bryan Kohberger will be in gen population. He's not going to do life in the hole. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to do life in the fucking hole. That's not the way it works. Yes, we know he didn't sign anything yet, but he agreed to it, and you don't know that he didn't sign anything yet. I assure you they've already put the plea bargain in front of his face. And I assure you he's probably already even signed it. He just hasn't went in front of the judge yet. I can almost 100% guarantee you he has signed it. Almost 100%. 100%. Now, he will go to AdSeg for a few years and go to Gen Pop if he keeps playing. Yes. Thank you, Texas Ranger. Thank you. Got to watch out, though. The true crime Karens that think they watch too much, crime TV. They think they know what's going on. Anyway, so the reality of this is, if he didn't do it, he's not. Yes, he's going to confess it tomorrow, Love Tina. And then you're never going to show up again because you people never admit when you're wrong. You people never admit when you're wrong. You people still, we're literally 24 hours away. Less than that. 19, 18 hours away from Bryan Kohberger standing in front of the judge and saying, yes, I did it. But anyway, back to Hillary. Or no, back to my man up there. Listen, here's why Bryan Kohberger is an asset. I want you to look at all the hoes. Look at all the hoes. Look at all the hoes that still believe this guy and they don't even know this person and who this is. Money off this case? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Selena? What are you talking about? You didn't say anything. Now let me finish what I'm saying. Bryan Kohberger is going to have a shitload of women writing him. And that's evident by the women in this community. Bryan Kohberger is going to have a shitload of women giving him commissary. If I am in his cell block, trust me, that commissary is coming to me. And anybody that I roll with, pretty sure if he does sign, he can be exonerated in the future. Oh, no, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Yes, he can be if some star, lots of YouTubers like Drip Drop made money when the whole time I was watching you because you're real. Yeah, people make money. This is our jobs. I've been doing this since 5 a.m. Dealing with a lot of stupid people. Yeah, I should get paid to do it. And I do get paid to do it. But anyway, let me explain to you the way appeals work. Once you sign a plea bargain, you give up your rights to an appeal. You give up your rights to an appeal. That's the truth. Well, there's that that's going to be writing him. Yes. So, Jeremy, back to that. There's going to be women writing him. There's going to be women sending him money. So he will be an asset because to other people, you're the guy with commissary. They want the commissary. I think you guys are going to keep saying he's innocent for the next 5 years. How long before all the evidence is unsealed? Once he's sentenced, everything, the gag order's done. Once he's sentenced, it's done. Yeah, the families can sue civilly, but he doesn't have any money. He can't write a book or sell his story and make money. You can't make money off of your crime if there's the money goes to the victims. So he's not going to be selling restitution, JB. He only keeps a small portion of every deposit. Psychic Sleuth on YouTube said he did it. That Ted Bundy told her he did. I believe her. Oh, gee. Oh, no. Oh, no. Not the goddamn Psychic Sleuths. Okay. You see why I say the community is fucking retarded? You're acting like people are in love with BK. There's plenty of people in love with BK. I've seen Bryan Kohberger tattoos on bitches. This is about constitutional rights of the people being abused and violated. Yes, I bet they were. Yes. Yes, I bet. Yeah, I'm not going to look up your fucking psychics. I don't care about the spirit box people. I don't care about. No. You'll realize someday you're kind of crazy. Then, for me, he's innocent until proven guilty. He'll be proven guilty tomorrow when he confesses to the crime. So let me ask you, Love Tina. Tomorrow when Bryan Kohberger says, yes, I committed the crimes, will you be guilty to you then? What do you mean you need to see it? You need to see him murder the bitches? Okay, let's try this. But at one point, did you think he was innocent? Yes. Until information changed. Let me explain to some of you people what's called the scientific method. Do you know what the scientific method is? What do you mean you need to see proof that he did it? His word saying he did it isn't good enough? You know what I'm saying? So I come home and I tell my wife, I cheated on you, baby. I need to see proof. Baby, listen. I stuck my dick in a woman's face today. She put her mouth on it. I need to see proof. Ugh. You're fucking retarded, aren't you? Every person here would say my wife was retarded if she said that. Okay, if he says he did it, he's going to say it tomorrow at 11 a.m. He's going to literally say, I did it tomorrow at 11 a.m. And then what? I think PD has had the killing weapons from the start. Maybe that could be true, though. That could be true, Wanda. Yeah, no, I mean, it's fucking crazy. Hitler requires allocution, where, when, how. Some judges don't. You won't hear Bryan Kohberger tell the story tomorrow. All he'll do is say, I did it. No, Carol, because you said the same thing about Delphi. You guys can't use that excuse on every case. Every time someone confesses, you're like, did you consider that they were forced into it by the white supremacists and the Aryan Brotherhood? No. Sometimes people committed crimes. Sometimes people commit crimes. I care if they tampered with evidence and narrative and being twisted, blah, blah, blah. That's cool. Fight that fight then. Yeah, we'll never know why. I mean, he might say why. I'm sure it is possible Kohberger does an in-prison interview. I highly doubt we'll never hear from Bryan Kohberger. I think Bryan Kohberger will want to, if he did this shit for a certain reason, I think Bryan Kohberger will tell. Maybe Texas. Oh man, I'm not gonna argue about the death penalty with you. Go vote for Hillary or some shit. I'm not convinced he will say he did because he did. I think he knows the trial is by. Oh yeah, of course. So of course. The amount of people that think true crime is a movie full of corrupt cops and bad. Exactly. Do you think the prosecution should have gone to trial, even given the evidence and desire of the parents? Nobody cares about the parents of the victims. Nobody ever has. That's not how courts really, truly feel. A prosecutor's job is to get to conviction. We have a situation where there's circumstantial evidence. Do I think he'll start using again in prison? Absolutely he will. There's more drugs. I'm telling you. Prison, there's more drugs and it's easy to get and it's everywhere and you have nothing to lose. I know people that had never done drugs in their life that went into prison and got hooked on all kinds of shit. Brian's a former heroin addict. He'll be back on the H. He'll be back on that shit by January of 2026. Guarantee you. Yeah, parents, victims all show for the law. Yeah, but listen, a prosecutor's job is to get to, and this is what I've been telling you guys for a long time. A prosecutor's job is to get to conviction. A public defender's job is to get the plea bargain. Exactly, David. Let's say this again. What's up, Tech? A prosecutor's job is to get the conviction. A public defender's job is to get, exactly, Stacey. But Stacey, they said the same thing about Delphi. The public defender's job is to get the plea bargain. What's up, Sandy? Now tell me which one of these people I just mentioned's job is to get the defendant off. A public defender's job is to get the plea bargain. A prosecutor's job is to get the conviction. A plea bargain and a conviction are the same thing. Do you think he was high when he? I don't think so. These certain women will be putting money on his books too. 100% they will. That's why he's better left alive than dead. Because, listen, man, Bryan Kohberger's money in there, man. Exactly. If he was innocent, he would have rolled the dice. Well, no, black people can't fight Charlie Hustle. He won't be a black dude's bitch. Black people can't fight. And the interviews he will be doing like Bundy is coming, mark my word. Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. The denial is insane. Some people are acting as if they knew this guy. Oh, exactly, Florencia. I wonder why he chose that house. He chose the chicks, I think. Hopefully there's some way that the family can overturn this. They won't be able to. Because it doesn't say state of Idaho versus victims versus Bryan Kohberger. The family has nothing to do with the case. It is the state of Idaho versus Bryan Kohberger. You think he may be the target of the Aryan Brotherhood since some creators got that shit started? He might be. He might be. I can tell you right now that there are a lot of people that think, like I think, that is furious about the accusations from Delphi and during this case. That clown over on Crime Circus, him having the nerve to mention the Brotherhood is a problem. And other people did it in Delphi. Some of these people, shut up, man, I watch the UFC. Those aren't normal black people. Anyways, we're talking about prison blacks. Anyways, so though I'm telling you now, the people that they're mentioning on a consistent basis, they know about this shit. And nobody. And cartels are fucking, trust me. The names that some of these people sitting at home on their couch have mentioned, cartels, Aryan Brotherhoods, I don't think they realize that those gangs have people literally right here looking at you. I don't think you realize that when you are talking about those people, the word gets around. And people understand that. They know that. So all that rage bait to make your money, it may not come today. It may not come tomorrow. But make no mistake about it. Every single time you have the nerve to mention the Brotherhood, trust me, they know. Every single time you have the nerve to mention the cartels, trust me, they know. And none of you court-watching TV motherfuckers are actually ready for that shit. But I let people do it. Say what you want. Get involved in a world you don't want no part of. Feel free. But someday, when someone checks you on that shit, don't come crying to me. Don't come crying and whining and all that shit. So yeah, they talked to him. They told him they were going to do it. They didn't ask him if they could do it. He isn't in any gang. He's fresh meat. Yeah. And he's not going to be. Kohberger is not Brotherhood. It's not his thing. It's not. He's some college liberal from up there in Pennsylvania. The Brotherhood is not, it's not his thing. What's up, Barbara? Most of the theories made no sense. The tunnels, yeah, no, exactly. But I laughed at the YouTubers for doing it because they think they're just doing it to an audience of nobodies. They don't realize that people hear that shit. And people take note of that shit. Later on, Deacon. But it is what it is. I'll choose his race. He'll choose his race. He'll have to. Yeah. Actually, what we'll probably see from Kohberger, and I'm going to give you an honest assessment. What Kohberger will probably do, you don't have to be in the game, but what Kohberger will have to do is offer a service. And there is a service he can offer. There's two services he can offer. He's got a gaggle of Oreo cookie eating bitches on the outside, sending them money. That's service number one. Service number two is law library. Bryan Kohberger knows the law. Bryan Kohberger will become, if he really wants to make it in there, he will become the jailhouse lawyer, the prison lawyer. Everybody that is in there, he'll be writing their appeals for them. And he'll be getting commissary for it and money for it. That's what'll happen. And if Kohberger does that and he does it well enough, that's what I meant by assets, criminal law knowledge. That's an asset, yes. He never studied law. But Kohberger is a PhD in criminology. Kohberger has enough education. Once he gets in that law library, it's not going to be anything for him to understand it. Do you see what I'm saying? You got to understand, your average motherfucker in prison doesn't have college degrees. Bryan Kohberger is the type of person, plus he stays to himself. Bryan Kohberger can offer the ability of intelligent people, of an intelligent person inside the law library. It's that simple. It's that simple. Exactly. He will continue his education. Absolutely he will. And what he needs to do, and that's what he needs to do. If you want to, let me explain something to you. People asked me earlier, do you have to join? No, you could stay what we call a neutron. What we call a neutron is someone that's not affiliated. Do you see what I'm saying? A neutron can make it a long way if they keep their nose out of shit. If Bryan Kohberger doesn't see anything, say anything, hear anything, and he doesn't get hooked up with drugs and owe people money, Bryan Kohberger can last a while. But he has to have something to offer the dorm, offer the block. Let's see here. A benefit for the prosecution at the end of the case will turn down heat from search for leakers. Yeah, I mean, it'll help. It'll help. Let's see here. I'm looking at some of you guys' comments. Sorry. Had to scroll down. Is your statement above correct, JB? What statement? I didn't. What statement was that, Hillary? I didn't write anything. I didn't write anything. That could be his money. Good point, because the state has taken a good chunk of all deposits to his account. He'll have to work for. Yeah, I mean, he won't have to work. He'll make it. If he knew the law, then why the fuck would he plead? There's so many opportunities to appeal. Because maybe he's scared of death, though. Maybe maybe yes, they've been reporting he accepts the deal. Nobody is reporting they offered him a deal. It's been reported he accepted the plea deal. He's probably already signed it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he must have been scared to death. Maybe doing hits for a gang, possibly. Yeah, maybe. It depends on how good he is. I mean, dude can fight. Bryan Kohberger knows how to fight. And he's not small. Bryan Kohberger may be a bad motherfucker. I'd rather die defending my name than sit in prison for the rest of my life. Unless you did it, April. If you did it, you'd probably be like, shit. If you did it, you're probably like, all right, fuck. I can sit in this county jail or I can go off to prison where it's better. Probably isn't he did. We will all know tomorrow. Lady, Every news report there is says he accepted the deal. He has a plea bargain hearing for tomorrow because he accepted the deal. Do you understand? Bryan Kohberger accepted the plea bargain. Tomorrow, we will find out if the judge accepts his plea. Do you understand me? There's no media outlet at all saying Bryan Kohberger was offered a plea bargain. It's being said that he accepted a plea bargain. The reason this document right here exists is because Bryan Kohberger goes in front of the judge with his plea bargain that he's accepted tomorrow. It's not that hard to understand. Every media outlet is saying he accepted it, accepted the plea bargain. Would you like me to show you? Would you like to see it? I don't understand how this is so hard to understand. I genuinely don't. Do you even read the news or do you just listen to YouTubers? Let's go ahead and do it. Bryan Kohberger. Let's just type in his name. Okay. Bryan Kohberger apparently agrees to plea deal. Bryan Kohberger to plead guilty to murder. Hold on. Bryan Kohberger agrees to plea deal to avoid death penalty. Idaho murder suspect from the Idaho statement. Bryan Kohberger accepts plea deal. Why would you see the signature already, Love Tina? Every time I signed a plea bargain, I signed it days before I went before the judge. That's what makes a judge. It is so wild. It is so wild. Your lawyer comes to you in the jailhouse or before court and says, here, I have a plea bargain. Do you want to sign it? You sign it. They tell the judge there is an accepting of a plea bargain. The judge says, good, we'll hold and in this case, good. I need to sign it to agree to it that I have accepted it, right? Yes. Chances are Bryan Kohberger signed the plea bargain on Friday. Oh, of course, the news people. Oh, yeah, how dare I get my news from the news? How dare I not get my news from a short-haired dyke? How dare I get my news from the actual news? Son of a bitch. These fucking people are clowns. What, JB? You got your news from all the news? Yeah, that's what news people do. We read news and we report news. We don't just... No, it's not 4D chess. Like, it's so crazy. Do you think he'll be happier in prison around people he died? Yeah, I think he'll be happier in prison than jail. Yeah, no, exactly, Felicia. Like, he's literally going, what's up, Nabdos? He's literally going to go in front of the judge and say, I did it tomorrow at 11 a.m. And they're still going to be like, JB, you got your news from Kohberger. He's a convicted felon now. Do you believe convicted felons now every time they say they did something? Yes! Yes, I do! Prison is way better than jail. It's 100% better. 100% better. Exactly. They want me to get my news from psychics and spirit readers and shit. Hey, let me give a shout out to my boy, Damien, who sent 20. He said, hey, brother, what's up, brother? Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, Damien. Appreciate you. Damien, shout out to you. You got us to the goal today. Appreciate you. Thank you, Damien. Ain't nothing nice about prison. It's its own world. I like it better than jail. Jail sucks. I did it or I pled guilty. Yeah. I feel for his family. Yeah. Well, what about the ones that said it but were innocent? Yeah, some people do it, Hillary. Some people in history have pled guilty because they wanted to get to prison or they wanted to get released. Do you know when I've pled guilty to shit? When the plea bargain gives me time served. Listen again. Listen carefully. When I've already done enough jail time where the signing of the plea bargain gives me time served and I get to get out back out, that's when I sign plea bargains. Yes, of course. The Delphi guy and the Idaho 4 guy both signed it because they were scared. I'm telling you, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I hope 100% of these retards get in a car accident and perish this evening. Say it again, JB. I hope 100% of these retarded people, the Snack Cake 5000, I hope they literally get into an accident or smother on their own Cheetos this evening. I'm not joking. I hope they do not wake up tomorrow morning. And that's the truth. And if that means out of the 161 people in here, tomorrow there's only 61 of you left, well, shout out to the 61. Innocent people plead all the time to low-grade crimes. They're not going to plead guilty to a fucking quadruple homicide. They're not going to plead guilty to a quadruple homicide unless they did it. Just like Richard Allen. No, you're not going to plead guilty to, you're not going to plead guilty to murdering 2 children if you didn't murder 2 children. Yes, Hillary, I hate retarded people. I despise them. People that doesn't use Occam's razor and common sense and the scientific method. I hate people that do not use the scientific method, that have no logical sense, that cannot admit when they're wrong. They're bad people. I think they should perish. Love Tina says, how would you feel? Hey, I'll take the death penalty away if you plead, knowing you are innocent. How would you feel? What would you do? If I didn't kill anybody, I would know they don't have proof that I killed someone. If I didn't kill someone, I would know that the state doesn't have proof that I killed someone. I don't care if people think the same of me. I would have to respect your opinion for me to care what you think of me. Why would I care? Legitimately, why would I care? I'm literally the one with 3 degrees and you motherfuckers are in here tripping over your own fucking feet. Jimmy, how do you know? How do you know? Shut the fuck up. Oh, Richard Allen confessed he's definitely guilty, but I do think there's a network of pervs in that area. Of course there are. I can't stand people who think with their emotions, and I can't stand it either. Like I can't stand when they can't just confess that they're wrong. They can't just say, you know what? I was wrong. Bryan Kohberger is going to plead guilty tomorrow at fucking 11 a.m. Exactly, amnesia. Exactly. And everybody that's going to continue with the he's not guilty shit, I don't blame them. Because they're going to milk all these retards dry. They're going to milk every last one of them dry. Yeah, I don't understand what's so hard to accept that BK killed the students. I don't get it. If I didn't do it, I know they don't have proof that I did it. You're exactly right. Therefore, I would go to trial because you don't have proof that I did it. That's the way it works. He said this is better than a religious debate. Yeah. I told you guys I told y'all over there on the political channel I was going to come over here and snack on them a little bit. Timothy McVeigh pled guilty but still wanted the death penalty. Bryan should do that. Nah, he wants to live. Bryan wants to tell his story. He wants to get a little popularity. He wants to get some of these fat hoes to send him money. If you're innocent, you fight all the way through. Yeah, the public hardly knows what the state has on him. I do hope he spills the beans. Yeah, if he has something to spill the beans on. Yeah, exactly. If you didn't do it, you would go to trial and destroy their story. Why the offer if they have solid evidence? They don't have solid evidence. They got circumstantial evidence. We've been saying that for 3 years. And the offer is because they want the conviction. If somebody told you, I will give you your paycheck for this week, but you don't have to work. Oh, no, the skinny hoes aren't on his side. The skinny hoes aren't retarded. It's all the snack cakers, 70. So what happens if he doesn't sign, it continues on? He already probably signed it. That's why the hearing is set up. He's probably already signed it. They just got to present it to the judge tomorrow. Yeah, they didn't have much evidence. But let me also say this. Can you have sex in prison with wives? Some states still do conjugal visits, I think. Carolyn's looking, she's like, I'm coming, BK. Ho and skinny and proud. Okay, all right, let me, I hope I haven't been talking shit to some hot fine chick this whole time. Let me see. I mean, let's be honest. Her name is Hillary, though. I'm clicking on the picture right now. Oh, I know that's right, Dropkick. I mean, she's right. She's not fat. I mean, I'll give her that. I'll give her that. I mean, she's right. I feel like I stand corrected. All right. We're not gonna. I mean, since I took my time to do this, though, let me just see what I'm arguing with. Cool. All right. But anyways, hope you're having a good show, Hillary. Good to see you. Thanks. You're welcome. Here's the truth. They want. I am leaving her being. Why do you think I didn't comment at all? Why do you think I literally didn't comment at all? I just kept it moving. Anyways. Upgrade stop. What's up, Ginger? Anyways, my point is the prosecution doesn't. All right, how many millions of dollars do you think it would have took? It's all right, Love Tina. You got to understand, he could have been on death row for 30 years. So now a few years ago, years, somewhere in a lost galaxy for what's the fucking Star Wars theme? Fuck! And with the little words just going up the screen somewhere. Stop it. All right, so. Jeez, I'm so late. What's going on, K-Dubs? You ain't missed shit. Just me talking shit for about an hour and a half. Nothing much. So anyway, what's up, Damien? How you doing? Thank you, brother. Defendants aren't in jail for the defense attorney or for prosecution. Why take a plea deal to save them money? Well, because he's scared of dying. I think this is a very upgrade. I hope you weren't wearing your little iPod, or your little iPods again, or whatever the fuck they're called. Because I just did the same burp I did on the other stream. Maybe he's considering his quality of life. Yes. So the answer to the question, what's going on, Lori? The answer to the question, when you say, what do I think about the Linda Lane footage? I think it's pointless. Which one? Which footage? Don't say the green car. I think, honestly, the best way to put this, so if we're hot, we can say whatever we want? Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can't be ugly and disagree with me. And you can't be a dude that doesn't present a decent argument and or pay me. Okay, so that's the rule. You could be ugh, but pay. Or you could be hot, but you still got to pay. But that's pretty much the way. The screaming, I didn't hear any screaming on it. I didn't believe he's afraid of dying. And I think he's afraid of dying. What's up, Meg? How you doing? What's up, Upgrade? So, hope you're doing good, Meg. I think that's clearly why he's signing the plea bargain. You're facing the death penalty. What other reason would he sign it for? What's going on, Chappie? Motherfucker, I ain't talking to you. Oh, yeah, you were. Said, well, I'm both. Well, there you go. Let me. And I agree. All right, let me. Goddamn, she is. That can't really be her. Oh, it is really her. There you go. We ain't going back to the news channel again. It says Upgrade. Yes, Caroline, I've been around a little bit. To educate yourself, you can't be angry at any comment being said. We live and we learn. Oh, I could be angry at comments. There's a lot of stupid motherfuckers out here. You don't get to tell me I can't be angry when I see stupid motherfuckers. And I'm sorry, but anyone that says every single case is a conspiracy is a stupid motherfucker. I wonder if he'll give an apology to the families. I don't think so. I'm working in 10 minutes. I'll have to put my earbuds in and listen. Thank you, nurse. I honestly don't think he'll apologize at all, if you want to know the truth. I don't think he'll apologize at all. Man, you're right. You ran off girl dressed like a prom queen. Shit. Oh. Why did he clean up? Well, because he didn't want to get caught. He was trying not to get caught. That's why I think Kohberger, he said, you better say goddamn back. Stop your shit. What's the next big case for this channel? Barry Morphew? I don't even know who that is. I need to find a new case. Kohberger will be sought out for thousands of interviews? Yeah, I agree he will. And I think that there's a good chance Kohberger may give the interviews. I'll interview him, and I'll interview him fairly. I highly doubt he will ever give me an interview, but I'm probably one of the only people that will interview him fairly. Everybody else will either just dick ride him or hate on him. I'm right in the middle. I'm right in the square in the middle. I don't hate Kohberger. I think he did it, though. Barry needs DP. Needs a death penalty. I haven't even seen that case. I don't even know what you're... Oh, yeah. The Madeline Soto case? Yeah. That's a different case, right? Yeah. The Madeline Soto case, is that little girl with the stepdad? The stepdad that did... Oh, you think who's innocent? Kohberger? Tanya, what did you think about the Delphi case? That's a good point, BB. Tanya, you said you think he's innocent. Did you think that Richard Allen was innocent in Delphi too? You said Idaho was the Twilight Zone. Oregon's the fucking Twilight Zone. Y'all be out there on that Antifa fag shit. Fuck you talking about? You be, you know what I'm saying? Let's see here. I think many of these people cover was the first trial. Yeah, it probably was. I agree with that. Watching too much. Oh, is that what they're doing? Yeah. I think Hillary's trying to throw a shot. I just don't know what she's talking about. Barry kills his wife with a tranquilizer gun instead of cougar. Oh, I wish I would have done that story. Oh, I wish I would have done that story. I did until I saw the confessions, but the Delphi guy was... See what I'm saying? I told you they're all the same. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I just tell you? They don't realize how crazy they are. If you believe that Delphi and the Idaho 4, I think you're damn rude. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. This is my channel, bitch. This is my channel, bitch. I'll be as rude as I want to be. Who the fuck are you talking to? I didn't invite none of you hoes here. I don't give a fuck if you stay, don't stay, want to stay, watch the next video, don't watch the next video. Don't give a fuck. Just so you know. I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to. Anyway, so back to Tanya. So Tanya, this is the shit I'm talking about. This is the shit that I'm talking about. The same people think every case. That's right, I only got 162 viewers, but I don't care. I care about how much money I'm making. Natasha, you get 0 viewers. That's not an insult to me. That's not an insult to me. I get paid for my opinion, meanwhile you're getting cussed out for yours. How you like that shit, bitch? How you like that shit, bitch? This is a side game, just so you know. Just so you know. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, no, they get. I told you they get so like the retards get really triggered when you. I don't know who the fuck she is. Just some random bitch that's in here. I don't need to view my rude opinions because I'm not a self-centered twat. You're not even an American, which means your opinion doesn't matter. Because no American uses the word twat. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Notice that only you are saying I'm rude. Notice everybody else has gotten welcome, how you doing, even people that disagree with me. Yeah, who gives a fuck if that bitch thinks I'm rude? Who gives a fuck? Anyways, the lack of common sense is wild. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Notice that the same people that say that this Bryan Kohberger shit is a conspiracy and it's a lie and it's fake news are the same people that say that the same thing about Delphi. Everything's a conspiracy to them. Maybe in words, because they maybe are, so now they're retarded, Hillary. So Hillary, now the rest of the audience is retarded. Instead of just you. Let that sink in. Let that sink in, Hillary. You think the rest of the audience is retarded instead of just you. Anyway, all the people who think that he's innocent are all yeah, they are. They think that everybody's innocent. Hey, Dad, JB, you can be rude to me anytime. Thank you, Kim. Logical thinkers versus emotional thinkers. Bingo. That's exactly what this actually is, Tanya. Occam's razor is a real thing. The most simple answer usually is the answer. You didn't say just you said women and people that have a different opinion. No, I didn't. I've never said that people that have a different opinion than me are retarded. Never at all. Except for liberals. I do think liberals are retarded. But that's a whole different story. The green car, the frats, the DD, and Emmett Demetrius, the Jackson, it goes on and on. I knew he was guilty from day one. There you go, Irene. And by the way, I used to be the tard until I began to critically look at the evidence and use the scientific method to come to an actual realization that Bryan Kohberger did the crime. He signed the plea bargain. Tomorrow, he's going in front of a judge and admitting that he committed the crime. If you are still one of those people, well, you're right, down south. What don't you know about down south, girl? Anyways, you're right about down south. Shit, fighting with a strange man, odd shit, yeah. So, tomorrow morning, all kinds of you motherfuckers are going to be singing tomorrow at 11 a.m. Make sure you guys come here. He's 100% signing it. He's already signed it. And this is the thing that most people don't know. Like, let me ask you, do you think he saw it today at court, or was it today or yesterday? Yesterday, North Georgia, here, you know, we got mountains up here. Alabama down there with the water and shit. 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, a different time. Oh yeah, that's right. It's Mountain Time. Good job pointing that shit out, Amber. Thank you for telling me. I would have been sitting here earlier than I would have been sitting here. That would have been bad. It's not an Alford plea. Georgia Peach here. Yeah, there you go. Well, I'm not a peach, but I'm with you. But taking a plea doesn't mean. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Not another one of these people, man. Not another one of these people. So 2 confessions in a row, none of it's real. I can't, it's unbelievable to me. Instead of these people just being able to say, we're wrong and Bryan Kohberger fucking probably did it, everybody's saying that I don't understand what is wrong with these humans. Oh, they still haven't found, they still haven't found the guy that killed his daughters? Oh yeah, that's a good case. That's a good case. He's out, he's out in the mountains right now, right? I know exactly where he is. He's literally in the Cascade Mountains as we speak. Right now. And unless you've hiked out there, you don't understand the wilderness that is the Cascade Mountains. Yeah, I don't even understand. They don't even need to eat crow, Irene. Like, and I'll give you an example. For 2 years straight, I said that Bryan Kohberger was guilty. 6 months ago, I changed my position due to the Amazon order of the knife sheath. Yeah, yes, I know it all about this case, and you've been wrong tremendously the whole time. Yes. I understand the wilderness out here in the Cascades is rugged freaks. It is, yeah. So, yeah, I hope they find him too. 6 months ago, when evidence started kind of, leaking a little bit, I said, what's the odds? And I told you guys for months, if I find out he got the knife, that he ordered the fucking K-bar from Amazon, then I'll change my position. I think he's dead too. You're probably right, yeah. I think someday he might tell it to people, Kim. Like what I mean, he may do an interview someday. So I feel like the likely scenario with Bryan Kohberger is that he committed these crimes. Even I, in the beginning, questioned everything like we're all supposed to do. We're all supposed to question the crime. question. That's the fun of following true crime stories. But when you get evidence put in your face, and Occam's razor's literally right there, and the simplest answer is right there, and you reject it. You reject evidence, such as he has a car that looks exactly like the car in the footage. He had the exact knife delivered to him at his parents' house before 8 months prior. When his phone literally left his house and then turned off for the exact amount of time it would take to travel and commit the crime, let's be honest, it looks bad. It's not definitive proof. It's all circumstantial. Every bit of it is circumstantial, but it adds up. It adds up. It's not one-sided story. Lady, if you think both Richard Allen and Bryan Kohberger were wrongfully confessed, you need to look inside yourself and ask what's wrong with yourself. Why is it that you think every murder, every crime is a conspiracy? That's what you need to ask yourself. Why is it that you don't believe even the killer? Yeah, the alibi was weak as fuck too. Why is it that you don't believe when the killer says, I did it? You're telling me 2 cases in a row, the killer says, I did it. And you don't believe either one? You don't believe either one? That you don't think that's a little bit fucking crazy? Imagine 2 husbands in a row coming home to you and saying, I fucked your sister. 2 husbands in a row come back home to you. Chappie Boss sent $1.99. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. 2 husbands in a row come home to you, and 2 marriages in a row, and say, your sister sucked my dick. Your sister sucked my dick. Are you telling me that 2 husbands in a row coming home to you and telling you that, you're going to say both of them were lying? No way in hell, not my sister. She would never suck these person's dick. But they both not only told you about it, they told you how it happened, and they told you where it happened, and all of this. Exactly, Tech Deck. It's keeping the sound bites from. Yeah, I hear you there. So that's all I'm saying, is that at some point when you're hearing people confess the crimes, confess the shit, you gotta at some point say, damn, maybe they're doing this shit. I would say that's crazy because my sister said, well, good for you. Sorry to hear that. I think Ann told him that she could not win the case due to the evidence. Yeah, because that's probably is what happened. JB, you got the best analogies? She said jealousy? Jealousy of what? Now she's just ranting and raving about. I don't know what the fuck she's ranting and raving about. Oh, am I jealous of your husband and your... Oh, or the 2 husbands would be jealous? Is that what you're... I'm confused with what you just hinted at, Hillary. Yeah, what's the... Oh, I'm jealous of Dick? I'm trying to be nice to you, Hillary. I'm trying to be nice to you. Oh, she's not being funny. I don't know what's going on with this case, but I would have put money on him being innocent. But you would have lost the money because he's about to confess tomorrow at 11 a.m. to doing it. You would have lost the money. What's up, Candace? How you doing, beautiful? That's the point. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. is that there comes a point, makes for a way better live than most hosts. Thank you, Tech Death. That's the point that I'm trying to make, is at some point people have to say, she entertains me? Yes. This has to be someone trolling. Who's that dumb? He said, who's that dumb? He said, glad I caught you lying. It's good to see you. Yeah, how's his DNA next to a dead girl? They don't care because they're just going to say, but was that... You know what they're going to say, Afro or Troll? Is the knife sheath the knife? Tell me that. They're going to put their hands on their little fat hips. They're going to... You know how bitches do that weird thing where instead of just putting their hands on their hips like this, they flip their little fat fingers around. They do that weird cup of their side. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of retarded. It's kind of alien-esque. Like they do that thing where they flip it all the way around and push their shit out. That's literally how they're standing right there acting like they know some shit. That's right. Was the knife sheath... The knife, though, there's something wrong with them. The bend and snap, yes. Somebody said the Forrest Gump hip pants. I wonder if Kohberger was involved. I mean, anything's possible. Yes, touch DNA on a movable object. We went over it for 3 years. There's much more, though, Tanya. At some point, you have to connect all... Like, I agree with you that it's all circumstantial evidence. Yeah, he accepted the deal. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Yes, there have been false confessions in the past, but you guys have claimed it two cases in a row. You guys are starting to claim it on every case. You guys are literally starting to claim it in every fucking case. Every case is a conspiracy. And so that's where we're at now. When it comes to true crime, nobody admits when they're wrong. They're just like, oh, no, man, of course. Of course. So I think Bryan Kohberger's innocent. Bryan Kohberger's like, nah, bitch, I did it. He obviously is confessing under duress. You can't keep saying that in every case. You said it in Delphi, you said it here. You can't keep saying it in every case. It's that simple. Thank you, Chappie. Nor do you, and you could be. What the fuck are you talking about, Hillary? You're not even completing sentences now. You're not even completing sentences now. How do I know the judge won't dismiss the case too? You think the judge is going to dismiss the case? No, I don't find any judge's attitude fine. But he's going to accept the plea bargain, and Bryan Kohberger is going to go on to prison for a very long time. Hey, Brian sent 20. He said, you're spot on about the guy on the run. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. I dropped some Aaron Taylor truth. Let's see what we got up there. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Yeah, thank you, Brian. Oh. The fuck did you send 20 to? I think this motherfucker sent me a message that said he sent to. I think this motherfucker sent me a message that said his name sent 20. That actually is kind of funny now that I think about it. I don't know if he did or not. I don't think so. I think this motherfucker legitimately sent me a message that said his name, Brian sent 20. That's actually kind of funny. Let the games begin. The Pro Burgers will continue. It's a miscarriage of justice, of course. How often do you put gloves and separate your trash? Yeah, I mean, I don't look at that as necessarily a thing. Yeah, I'm wondering if my shit's just goofy. Hold on, give me a second. I'll get to y'all's comments in just a second. Yeah, that's actually pretty funny. That was actually pretty funny. Anyways, Yeah, no, I don't think a lot of judges are. I don't think a lot of judges are attitudes. Okay. All right, let's see the Wicked Witch. Let's see what she wrote about Kohberger. Ann Taylor, well, Your Honor, I can't tell you who the all-purpose are. What I can tell you is kisses Bryan's forehead is it wasn't my bride. Yes. That's exactly, yeah, I mean, it's a good point. About being wrong and admitting it. I've already been wrong and admitted it. I actually admit I'm wrong. Yeah, he sent me an IOU. I actually admit I'm wrong all the time. I was one of you people that thought Kohberger was innocent. I was one of the people, agreed. I was one of those people that thought Kohberger was innocent 6 months ago, about 7 months ago. And then evidence started compiling, and I said, you know what? I think I'm wrong. And now I'm right, as we will find out tomorrow at 11 a.m. He's not innocent. That's why he's pleading guilty tomorrow at 11 a.m. Hey, Bryan, you did some weird ass shit, bro. That motherfucker sent me an IOU. Ravioli man, he's going nuts, same as the lesbian. Oh, yeah, they're going to be going at it all day. My dad always said the first one to accept their slights. Today, he is innocent. He's fine. Fine. Tomorrow at 11, we'll see. It's 11 their time, yeah. Oh, Bryan said that. He said, you said, you double. Hold on, Bryan. I think you might have made a mistake. I don't think you meant to send 40. Today, you're right. Today, he's not been found guilty. And he's not found guilty yet. Bryan, you sent 40, bro. Did you mean to send 20? I'll send you 20 back. I don't want to take your 40 if I'm pretty sure you meant to send 20. If you meant to send 20, let me know. I'll send you the other 20 back. I do not have a Discord. I do not. It'll be noon Central Time, so that'll be 1 my time? Yeah. You did mean to send 40? Thank you, Bryan. As you can say, thank you very much. I wanted to make sure I didn't want to jack you for your fucking 20, because I know, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, Bryan. Very much so. Thank you. 40 is good, my man. Love your analysis. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Damn, we need that trial, baby. I got to hear this. Oh, yeah, no, I don't think we're going to get the whole trial. Thank you very much, Bryan. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think we're going to get the whole story. By the way, to the guilters, I know where you're at. I used to be there. I mean, not the guilters, but the Kohbergers. I used to be there. Oh, let me give a shout out to Shelly. Said maybe when DoorDash driver said she parked next to him when Ann finally gave up because they couldn't put him in the house until the driver said it, got out of the car, drug charge. Yeah, no, that's a good point, Shelly. Thank you to Shelly. I can have you as a guest on one day, Chappie. Yeah, no doubt about it. Thank you to Chappie who sent 20. Appreciate you. Today he is innocent, though. Shelly agreed with you completely. Bryan, thank you. And Chappie, thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, we'll definitely get you on one day. The people who say he's innocent, you got to be crazy at this point. Yeah, and I just don't understand it. Why they're so attached that they just won't say. Look, man, it seems like he did it. Very much so appreciate you guys. Because that's what it all boils down to, man. I mean, it seems a lot like Bryan Kohberger did this. And by the way, anybody that thinks I like being wrong after I made 200 videos saying he was innocent, you sure your Cash App is right? It says grocery list on it, Ranger? Does the Cash App say grocery list on it? Yeah, that's my backup Cash App. If it says grocery list on it, it's me. And I'll get the notification. Yep, that's me. Yeah, I gotta keep my accounts in different places. You know how it goes. You need to get yourself a day job. All these people tipping you for your opinion. So you get mad? Are you mad, Natasha? You don't like when people make money on YouTube? You think we should entertain you for free? Is that what you think? By the way, you ain't heard me ask anybody for a fucking cent. But Natasha, does that make you mad? Does it make you mad knowing that I make more money talking by 3 o'clock in the afternoon than you made at your job today? Just curious. Do you even have a job today? Just curious. You're mad because they pay me and you don't like me? That's... JB, that changed your mind? Because I followed this case for real. So at the beginning, I'm not convinced. What changed my mind was, you don't know me? Yes, clearly. The Amazon history. That's exactly right. Yes, people paying for rudeness. I'm not rude to them. Have you seen me be rude to any of those people? Did you ever think that maybe you're the problem? What do you think about the selfie BK took after the murders? I think it was a thumbs up. I think it was a trophy to himself. He said, I ain't nice like the boss. Yes. All right, so what changed my mind? Let's go ahead and get to this. Let me give a shout out to Amber. Said, just for your opinion and not Natasha's. Thank you. Damn, Natasha got timed out because she's rude. That's what happens when you get rude, Natasha. That's what happens when you get rude. Thank you, Brian. He said the most logical person covering this. Thank you. Shout out to Amber, who sent 5. Appreciate you so much. He said, you are showing rudeness all around. No. If I was showing rudeness all around, wouldn't everybody be here mad at me? Me and Too Much to Handle don't agree on this case at all. And me and Too Much to Handle are just fine. Just fine. Let me see here. My Cash App notification will come in just a second. Give it a second. It always comes a little late. Yeah, Natasha's a little rude. She hates being... I mean, it is what it is. We're here because we like them. Yeah, they're just mad because... Listen, my entire position here... What, 151 people? Yes. That's all I need to make. Because I'm going to make my 300 and go about my business and drink my whiskey and go on. Yes. None of those people are angry. You are. Imagine being mad because you're wrong. Exactly. None of those people are mad. You are. You're mad. You're offended. You're angry. So it's about money for you? That's why everybody goes to work. Absolutely, I'm at work because it's about the money. That's why everybody goes to work. I run 24 channels. This is my job. Love Tina and me doesn't agree on this case at all. She says JB has never changed his ways. He's a good guy. It would be upset if we changed. That's right, Chappie. Let me give a shout out to Tracy, who sent 5. She said, for keeping it real. Absolutely, it's about money. We don't do this for fun, yeah. Yeah, they're strange people. Strange people. JB, tell me what you think. Why did he choose these 4? I think because they're hot. TV hosts aren't rude. Then go watch TV, bitch. That is my gimmick. That is what it makes me different from everybody else. Is that much like our president, I talk from, it just comes out. It just comes out. Deal with it. My day off, so I'm going to drop some Patron. There you go, Chappie. I don't understand. No, of course she wants to make it about her. She wants, instead of talking about the case, she wants to talk about how much she doesn't like me. Who the fuck cares if you like me? Who the fuck cares if you like me or not? Okay, now, JB does this for us. He doesn't make anything in true crime. He just gives us honest opinion. That's exactly right. My money comes off my other channels, which I have 24 of. Texas says, I originally think he went in from, what do I think he did this for? I believe that this was a case I think these broads are hot. I think these broads are hot. Well, that's one thing in common. Who cares whether you like me or not? I don't expect you to care. Lady, you're not even going to be alive in like 2 weeks. Look at you. Stop it. I understand. Just go about your business and enjoy the twilight years of your life. I like you. You're all good with me. I don't want you to fucking have this on your chest as you lay down. You know, I don't want really myself to be the last thing you think about, just in case you pull that old Titanic bitch shit, and you just got that little heart of the ocean in your hand at the end. And you're like, just no, it's all right. Exactly, Amber. You guys are awesome people. All right, so where was I at? Okay, I think. Well, I will make sure that I'm dead in 2 weeks. People will know what you said. Who gives a fuck? You said, well, I'll make sure people. Do you think people would give a fuck? Everybody in this chat room would pop back up and be like, you know that bitch really died in 2 weeks, Jamie? I'd be like, I told you I know everything. I told you I know everything. They're going to be like, that motherfucker really did say this bitch was going to die within 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? You dying within the 2 weeks just makes me more right. Just like I'm going to be right tomorrow at 11 when Kohberger says I'm guilty. This bitch said, I hope I do die. I'll make sure I die. That way everybody knows you're right. Well, good. It's about you being an evil bastard. How am I evil? He will have an alibi. He will be doing a live stream. Yeah, exactly. He needs to tell the state where the weapon and clothes are. I agree. I don't know why he would buy that and then have it. JV predictions 100%. Yeah. Oh, come on, man. She knows I'm telling the truth. She knows I'm telling the truth. I don't mean to be a dickhead. I don't mean to be a dickhead, but she's not long for the goddamn world. She's not long for the world. And I don't want to be the last thing on your mind as you sit there and quiver and shake. Just let it go. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. That type of shit. I don't even know if that's how the song goes. Well, okay, now, back to where we was at. I believe Bryan Kohberger was attracted to one of the chicks, and it's kind of like you know what? It's one of those things where, and I'm going to tell you something very strange about men. And men know I'm telling the truth. Men know that I'm telling the truth. Wanting to fuck you and wanting to kill you is a very, very thin line. It's a very, very, very thin line. And you women are kind of the same way. You know it. So, going from wanting to fuck the broad to wanting to kill the broad, whether he was rejected, we're animals, yes. It's a thin line. It's not a bad take. I can tell you're young because you use the word take. If you use the phrase bad take, you're probably too young to argue with me about what's a good take or bad take. Because no one over the age of 40 uses the phrase bad take. Therefore, if you're under the age of 40 and you're trying to have a conversation with a more wise individual, you probably are the one with the bad take. Yes, people your age may not feel this way. I'm talking about actual men. People raised in the 80s and 70s. Actual men. But anyway. So, typically, it's the first time I'm hearing the phrase bad take. Well, it's because, Jeff, we come from a different generation. That's my point. So, it is a thin line between love and hate. See, I'm 21. Did I call it or can I get another ching? Didn't I call it? I told you he was under 40. He's 21. He watches Hassan Piker and Asmongold. He literally is, I'm glad you could drink now. So let me tell you something, youngster. When you get older and engage in marriage and shit like that, you eventually, there's a thin line that forms between love and hate. JB, can I ask for a favor, please? 12 gauge investigation, just got his degree in criminal justice. He is now going for his master's. I'm trying to get him shout outs to show how proud we are of him. Yes! 12 gauge investigates. Congratulations, brother. Congratulations, brother. 12 gauge investigates, just got his degree in criminal justice. Shout out to my boy 12 gauge. Welcome to the real world, Ben. Exactly. Yeah, by the way, no hate on Ben. I think you're wrong about the attraction, more likely to the drug angle. No, I think it's attraction. I think there's a reason he picked all attractive women. There's a reason he didn't go pick a big fat black bitch. There's a reason he picked young blondes. And the sidekick, which was, Congratulations, Gage. Appreciate it's good. Congratulations. I'm 50 now, grew up in Anaheim in the 80s. Street life makes you tough. Yeah. Now, I think attraction is what led to the initial hunt. I definitely think attraction is what led to the initial hunt. Congratulations, 12. Should I try to stay humble? It goes away. Degrees make it goes away, because then you realize you're smarter than everybody. There's a reason behind everything. I agree with you. Just hope we learn the truth from his own words. Yeah. Brian says, are people still going to holler drug angle? Yeah, of course they are. I hope he gives us the truth to shut them all up. I hope he says, I got a white car. It's not green, you fags. My car is white. It's not green. You guys are faggots. I hope Bryan Kohberger says it in the middle of court tomorrow. I hope Bryan Kohberger turns at the camera and says, you people out there talking about the green car are a bunch of faggots. I hope he says it. I hope he says it loud. And I hope it's the only thing he says in the entire court case. No bullshit. You think BK thought that when he got into shape and shit on his fat, ladies would be all over him, creepy stuff? He might have thought he was a ladies' man. Well, I'm off. Had enough of your channel where all the people who support you are also rude. Suppose they got to go somewhere. That's right. Good luck with that sleep tonight, Hillary. Good luck. Hey! I assume, is that you, Ranger? Is that you, Texas Ranger with the 5? I assume that's you. I'm just going to say DG. I don't want to dox your name. I'm just going to call you DG. Yeah, bye, Hillary, man. Good luck with that sleep. I hope you sleep very, very well tonight. The best sleep. the best, the biggest and the best sleep. Massive sleep. Bigly sleep. I hope you have a hell of a... Thank you, Ranger. The best sleep. He idolized all of them. Yeah, I don't think it's public knowledge because he didn't follow any of them. He's not connected to any of them. But I believe that I believe there was at least one or two chicks that he... If you go back to my first video on this entire case, which I'm not going to make you guys watch, but if you go back to my first video on this entire case, my first theory was actually Kaylee Gonsalves. I said, when you look at this group of women, one woman stands out clearly as the hot one. And it's true. One woman in this case clearly stood out as the hot one. Hold on.
Well, it looks like we got our next true crime.
Here we go. I'm just going to pull. Man, I'm not going to do it because I don't remember where I said it. But I said, Bryan Kohberger. Remember these days, Upgrade? Remember these days? Goddamn. Goddamn. This is a long ass time ago, ain't it? This is the first video on the whole case. That's wild shit. Good times. Chappie sent 20, said we gonna go live someday, Gun? We don't agree or even? Yeah, we can get it done. How can we have a great yeah, we can definitely get it done, brother. Yeah, why don't you here, why don't you do this? So I remember the good time. Why don't thank you very much, by the way. Why don't you here, I'm gonna put this in there. Email me, man, and we'll set it up. We'll set it up, what we're going to talk about and all that. We will definitely get it set up, no doubt. You and I aged a bit in the 3 years? Bullshit. I was 41, but JB was pepping, yeah. Yeah. I never did a video without my shades back then either. Ever. Because I didn't like y'all, like when I watched the videos back, even though I've been doing YouTube for 20 years now, and then what happened is I took the shades off and one of the damn broads was like, oh my God, you got to do your shades without your videos without your shades. So the chicks talked me into it. Every video used to be with my shades. Do you think this is Kohberger's first crime? No. Good question. That's a hell of a question. First crime, no. First murder, yes. It's also a bright ass light. No, it is. It's fucking. But I got it to the side now, way over there, so it doesn't bother me. I don't have one in front of me no more. That's why my face hurt. Let me give a shout out to the beautiful Rachel. I'm just gonna say Rachel, who sent 10. Thank you so much. Shit. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And then I had a super chat. He was too careless to have committed a crime before. I believe he's committed a crime before, but not a murder. C-Dog sent 5. Said the lesbian is supposedly going to call Hitler live at 5 p.m. Eastern to yell at him today. She's going to call the judge to yell at him? I think Harsh is a fraud? No, I just think he's somebody that's wrong. No, I don't think he's a fraud. Just because me and Harsh doesn't have the same opinion on this case doesn't mean I think he's a fraud. Let's see. That's 24. You guys are awesome, man. Y'all made them so mad. Y'all made the people that hate me and the trolls so mad because y'all was tipping. Always caring, speaking in them. Yeah, I don't. So she's going to call the judge and yell at him about what? So I don't know if he's a fraud. I don't know what makes him a fraud. He's just wrong. You know what I'm saying? Just got. Oh yeah, exactly, C-Dog. So, she when I got past the receptionist, yeah, I don't even understand. Like, why would you call and cuss out the judge? What the fuck did the judge do? She's mad at the judge because Bryan Kohberger? Yeah, that's who he's talking about. Instant break. She's mad at the judge because Bryan Kohberger accepted a plea bargain for the murders that he committed? See, this is what I say. Nobody can just admit that they're wrong. I don't understand. Why are people so attached to this? I think people are legitimately retarded in this community. It's not that big of a deal. Just move on to the next case. Fuck. I genuinely don't understand or comprehend how people are so emotionally attached to this case. No, they don't understand how shit works. Man. How in the fuck did I just go 2 hours and 11 minutes without smoking a damn square? That's impressive. Y'all kept me going. She's so pissed that she lost her income because of this. Why? All she got to do is do other cases, though. So I think too far outside the box. Yeah. Jules called the courthouse and emailed them yesterday. Because they have to refund those GoFundMe. Man, what kind of fuck shit is this? JD, remember when this case was purporting to be done by a cold drug ring? Yeah, I remember when them saying it. I don't understand the most. These motherfuckers are calling the courthouse. What the fuck are these people and invested? We saw events happen in front of our eyes, and you were trying to tell us it's someone else. Like I can't breathe. Tell me about how George Floyd hurt you. Tell me about how George Floyd. Tell me more. Would you let DM be your roommate, JB? I'd fuck the shit out of Dylan Mortensen. I would eat Dylan Mortensen's asshole several times, let her stay here for free, the whole 9. Dylan Mortensen? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This bitch that I can't breathe. Did she, well, not the George Floyd, who was the other motherfucker? Who was the dude? You know what I'm talking about. Mike Brown, was that who it was? I wonder how mad she'd be about my Ahmaud Arbery eating KFC at his grave video. I wonder how mad. I wonder how like her butt. I wonder how mad she would be about the Trayvon grave video. I wonder how mad she'd be about the Ahmaud Arbery grave video. Oh man, dude. Yeah, I'll leave it alone. I'm not posting it here. I'm not doing it here because I got a channel to. Just go to my Rumble. The only reason prosecution is taking this plea deal is if they have some serious. Yeah, no, I believe the evidence is really flimsy. Yeah, if you're emotionally attached to this case just because it's popular and mainstream, you're probably a retard. You're probably a retard. You don't know these people. They don't know you. They don't care about you. You're probably an emotional retard that has nothing better to do. You probably get I'd eat Dylan Morton's asshole all fucking day. That's exactly what I'd do, Chappie. But anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, if these true crime cases get you emotionally attached so much so that you can't even admit when you're wrong, you might have an addiction. It might be a problem. That could be, no, she's not a tranny, man. Dylan Mortensen, she's a little ugly, but she's not a tranny. She's not a tranny at all. I assure you. She's not a male, man. She's got a weird Joker smile, right? Dylan Morrison's got that weird-ass Joker smile. I'll show you. Let's pull her up. Let's pull her up. Dylan Mortensen. Yeah. She's got that weird stretched-out smile, right? Let me pull her up. But she's no dude. Like, you can look at her in any of these pictures and know she's not a dude. She's got that, like, Joker. Let me show you. You see her right there. Let me show you she's got that, yeah, she's got the Joker like smile, the duck face, that too. Yeah, she's got the whole nine. She's got actually the Joker and the duck face at the same time. But she's still, I'd still go all in. She ain't no tranny. I'd be willing to, yeah, man, yeah. Like she don't even have to take a shower when she gets in the house. Just, I'm all in. I'm going right in. The notes I'd make her sing, sure, yeah, exactly. If you're a guy and you say you wouldn't, yeah. These girls are so pretty. Every girl in the house was pretty. And you'd have to be a complete homo to think that it's not, that any of them are not. Or just get nothing but 10s all day long. All right, guys. Oh, that's wrong, but that's the wrong word. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you hear Steve Gonsalves because I'm going to go smoke real quick. Even if she eats peanut butter, yeah, I'll do it. All them young ladies are attractive, yeah. Every last one of them. I mean, Kaylee Gonsalves was the hottest. Yeah, Kaylee is model material. Kaylee Gonsalves is model material. Maddie isn't bad. It goes Kaylee, Maddie. Who was the other witness? Not Beth. Oh, Bethany. Bethany Sturd. Xana's fourth, and what's her name's 5. We won't find out why Kaylee had 10 bank accounts? No, why would you need to know why somebody's... I've got 6 bank accounts. Why would you need to know why I have 6 bank accounts? No, why would you need to know why she has a certain amount of bank accounts? How many people in here's got more than one bank account? Exactly, Upgrade. How many people in here has more than one bank account? With 100,000 in each, that's not true at all. There's not a single article that you can show me or a single quote that you can show me that shows me that she had 10 bank accounts with $100,000 in each. And I'm willing to bet you any amount of money you can't show me any confirmed information that says that. I have followed this case from day one. And I'm telling you right now, you're trying to tell us that Kaylee had $1 million branched off into 10 different bank accounts. And that's never been said by anyone in the history of this case, other than these YouTubers you like to follow. What's up, Nina? But yes, I want to make this clear. Many of us, another path, of course. Actual facts only, not some unfuckable, non-gendered YouTube troll. Yes. Yeah, damn, it is hot. They just making shit up. How come she has bank accounts? Because we're all adults and we all have bank accounts. People grasp on to anything. If she had that much money, she wouldn't be buying a used car. Good point. She would have bought a brand new one. Good point. Withdrawals from 6 or 8 different ATMs is what that is? Yeah. If she had all that money, why are her parents begging for money? Bingo. Thank you, Brian. Brian said my order is right. JB is going to give up smoking if he stays on this channel. No, I feel too healthy right now. I gotta go fuck up my lungs a second. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to throw Steve on here because I also got to piss. And it wasn't actual bank accounts. She had student loan accounts, yes. Once again, many of us have different things. I've got 3 Cash App accounts. I've got 2 PayPal accounts. I have 2 Venmo accounts. I have 2 bank accounts. I have a Chime account. I have literally. So my cardiologist was pissed at me today. Like, who doesn't? I'm sure she had some too. Yeah. Just tell them all your social too. Let's move on. Oh, we are. I'm just saying that I think people grasp onto shit and they hear YouTubers say something and they take it as if it's factual. And that's why, Tanya, you're in a situation where there's other people that's followed this case saying, where did you hear that at? Is there any, so here's what I'll tell you, Tanya. I know all of us in here have been following this case since the very beginning. Most of us. Is there anybody in here that heard at any point in time from any media outlet or any court document that Kaylee Gonsalves had 10 different accounts with $100,000 in each account? Is there anybody else in this entire chat room that heard that, read that, watched that, anything? And if so, tell me where you heard it. There we go. I'm going to smoke.
And Steve Gonsalves.
I'll be right back in 3 minutes.
Kaylee Gonsalves. His attorney is Shannon Gray, who has stood by him steadfast from the beginning. Steve, you know, I don't know what to say. You're the first person I thought of when I heard this news today. I reached out to you right away, first to tell you how sorry I was, because I know how this is landing. At least I think I do. But I wanted you to have your say. I wanted you to be able to say out loud for everyone to hear what this means to you and your family.
This is anything but justice. This is the opposite of our will. There was no majority believing that this was acceptable. I want to honor all the police officers, the FBI, and all the people that work their tail off. The failure is at the court level, 100%. But the men and the boots on the ground and the women that were out there working, I want to honor everything that they did for our children, 100%. The fault is in leadership and the people that you place this evidence upon. They were weak. They decided to play God and decide what this man's decision should be, and not a jury. Not his peers. They, so that's where we are today.
Walk me through what happened. Brian Enton, did some really great reporting at the top of this show here. But tell me from your perspective how the last 3 days have played out.
I would say ever since Hippler has demanded an independent investigation, they couldn't get away from this case fast enough. They've done everything to make this case go away. So I don't know what that entails, but he said he was going to have an independent investigator, and all of a sudden we seemed like we were on rails to get rid of this case and make a plea deal. I mean, he's guilty. We all know he's guilty. There's more than enough evidence, but it's tough. It's tough to put a community through this, and it could be bad for reputations and business identities, and there's fallout. But this isn't the will of the victims. This is just one person making a decision, and it doesn't reflect what we were asking for.
Steve, did anybody ever call you from the prosecutor's office to just personally discuss this with you? Did anybody offer to meet with you in person to go over this potential plan?
We have meetings all the time on particularly a lot of times on Friday. No. We had this regular meeting that we have to try basically do an update of what's going on, where things are at, because Idaho is actually an amazing state where it really does care about people. We just get one or two, people who just don't care about the victims and don't care about justice, and it's easy to take the weight out. It's easy to make an excuse and say, I'm doing this for the victims, even though I've never interviewed the victims. I've never really talked to them to find out what their true feelings are. So here we are.
He wants blood.
And we can't get out of it. I ask your audience if anybody knows Judge Hippler, reach out to him and ask him.
Is this why she reached out to him? You use your college degree for a down payment on an auto loan, per state just saying. There you go. Yeah. Here's the thing, man. People always say, well, how did she get her vehicle? Man, it's not like it was that expensive. You know what I mean? He does want blood. And that's another thing. And that's another thing that's always irritated me, though, is the people that go after Steve Gonsalves. Why do you think they offered the plea deal at all? To get the conviction. Because the evidence is circumstantial, and they didn't want to take a chance on somebody in the jury saying not guilty. They didn't want to spend the money on a death penalty and then appeals and then all of that and take the risk on one person saying, nah, man, I don't want to give him the death penalty, or no, I don't think he's guilty. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. It's not like she had a fucking, it's a nice car, but it's not, I expect a nice, well-off kind of college girl to, it's not like she had a shitload of bills. I'm sure she saved throughout her, young life. And, I don't find it that crazy, right? Because when I was young, I spent all my money on cars and rims. Before I had anything, I had a good car, and nice car, rims, and all that shit. And I think most people do. I think most kids' first purchase, especially us men, a lot of our first purchases, a lot of us kids, like when we're young men, that first car our first car typically is a junker, but we're like our first goal is to get the nice car so we can get the pussy. It's not like chicks don't like nice cars and shit either. And I think most men here would agree with me. A car is not that hard to actually get approved and purchased. Yeah. No, you're exactly right. A car, 100% right, Amber. Yeah. I'm still spending all my money on drugs. Exactly. To see Williams. Not me. So I'm more of a nerd now. It's all on video games and whiskey. I don't give a shit about these broads no more. They're either going to suck my dick or they're not. But if they're going to suck my dick, they're going to do it while I'm playing the motherfucking PlayStation. Whatever. And I believe the car was, it's not like it was a brand new car. It's not like it was brand new. Madden 25, yeah. Yeah, of course. Yep. But anyways, speaking of that, I gotta do my gaming channel tonight. I won't touch a chick if she's got a nasty raggedy. No, that's something that fucks with me. Cause chicks do that throwing everything on the floorboard shit. If I get into a car and you got shit thrown all over your floorboard with no warranty, isn't that expensive? Exactly, upgrade. You're 1,000% right. The prosecution didn't want to mess this up, and BK decided to take the deal. Yeah, he is an idiot. He had a chance to beat it at trial, even if it was a small chance. He had a chance. Now he can't appeal shit. Do you think Dad kind of knew midway through? No. I don't think Kohberger's dad knew. No, I don't. I don't think Kohberger's dad knew at all. You know, I also feel bad for Kohberger's parents. You know, that's a lot. Imagine finding out that your kid, A, got arrested for killing 4 people, and then B, imagine their shock right now. I pay more for my Tacoma than a damn Range Rover. Yeah. It's proof of how well they keep up other things. No, exactly. If a woman's got a dirty car, she's got a dirty snatch. Listen, no bullshit at all when I tell you this. If a woman's car is dirty or her bathroom has makeup all over the sink and shit, I will not put my tongue anywhere on her body. I'm not bullshitting you at all. A dirty bathroom, a dirty kitchen, a dirty car, it means she's got a dirty pussy. BK's family is also a victim here? Yeah, I mean, I think that they're going through some shit. I don't think the dad knew, but once Bryan got arrested, it sank in. It's very possible. That's not true, but I get what you're getting at. Nah, man, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I go by that with long nail broads. Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, no, if I walk in and you didn't even have you during your morning preparation and shit, you didn't even have all that. You didn't care about cleaning out your sink and shit like that. And nah. And I put my hand up on, because I don't like makeup anyway. I put my hand on the fucking sink and now I got all kinds of fucking. Nah, I ain't got time for that shit. I think it's better for BK to admit what he did now than to have him maintain his innocence for years in court battling. I mean, yeah, well, he would have if it would have got continued. That's why Ann Taylor went ahead and probably pushed for this to. Yeah, exactly. You nailed it about the makeup before bed. Kim says they say things about men if they have a dirty car, then their life is a mess. Now, that could be true. But here's the thing that not a lot of people's talking about. Ann Taylor, man. She couldn't get the continuance. That means that $8,000 a week was about to dry up. She probably just said, fuck it. She knew that, she probably would have played it out if she knew it was going to last a long ass time. They're going to sign the plea bargain. It's not, that wouldn't even be a good plan, Trayvor. Let me tell you why this wouldn't be a good plan. Because now the whole world has heard that Bryan Kohberger was considering a guilty plea. Yeah, exactly. So I definitely feel bad for his parents. BK should have took this all the way, even though he is guilty. Yeah, he should have took. I mean, common sense. Yeah, agreed completely. He should have. But listen. Exactly, Amber. She was good in her written arguments, but not in court. The reality is Ann Taylor, her payday was running out. She probably knew that because they refused to continue the case. She probably looked at Bryan and said, look, man, we're not ready for this shit. Right now, everything is against you. We're not ready for this shit. They've offered a plea. If you want my honest opinion, take the plea bargain. He probably, they may even ask for the plea bargain. We don't know. Didn't they give him the last offer a couple hearings ago? And it was due yesterday, plus all the witnesses and PA who testified Saturday. Yeah, that could have very well been it. I feel bad for Bryan's parents, too, but when your son determines the day and time of that 4 people's hearts stop without being... Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, I could feel completely bad for them because it's not like they knew. It's not... They didn't even live in the same state. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for the shock that I imagine that they're dealing with. You know what I mean? I do. I feel really bad for the shock that all these people are dealing with. I feel bad for the victims' parents. I've never understood the constant attacks on Steve Gonsalves. I've never understood any of that. I genuinely don't understand that. The denial of the alternate perps that sealed the deal. That was the Hail Mary at the end of the game. That's what it was. You're right. I agree that's what sealed the deal. But all that was a Hail Mary at the end to try to push the blame on someone else. Yeah, but the parents know who their son is? Nope. Disagree. My parents nor my grandparents know any, and I mean any. They didn't know a single thing about my private life, my true feelings about some shit, any illegal shit that I did. They had no clue. None. Just being honest. Will we find out all the evidence, or is it closed now? I mean, you'll find out whatever evidence they have when they open up, when they remove the gag order, and you can get it through Freedom of Information Act. Ann Taylor is weak. That's exactly right. That's 100% right. Ann Taylor's weak. She's a public defender, man. Anybody that goes to court, with a public defender but you're assuming that every parent's got a psychology degree. Anybody that goes to court on a quadruple murder with a public defender has lost their goddamn mind. They've lost their mind. Anytime you go to court with a public defender, you're signing a plea bargain or losing the case. Discovery will be available. Yeah. Yeah, 100% it will be. Exactly, Trey. They're fucked if they go with a public defender. Yeah, it's a public pretender for a reason. We call them public pretenders for a reason. Yeah. This judge wasn't doing any favors for him, so it had to be negotiated. Yeah. Because that depends on whether you believe Casey Anthony did it or not. Seemed like the only thing she was worried about was the death penalty. Yeah, well, remember, I've been saying for a long-ass time that all she's been doing is planning for the appeal process and the penalty process. I haven't seen Ann Taylor defend Bryan Kohberger at all. Yeah, you always got to hire a public defender. Yeah, look, man, I learned a long time ago when I was selling dope. Don't commit the crime if you ain't got the money for the lawyer. Don't commit the crime if you don't have the money for the lawyer. If you ain't got 10, 20, back then, 10, 20, 50 stacks, 50,000 sat behind you, you better not fucking commit a crime at all. You have no business committing a crime if you don't have money stacked up for a lawyer. Do you think BK would just want to ink his name in the record books? I think so. And decided he'd rather be... No. Yeah, listen, I've had those thoughts in my mind about becoming infamous. You know? I even say it to this day. If I found out tomorrow, and I'm just going to say, if I found out tomorrow that I had terminal cancer... I wouldn't be known for my YouTube videos anymore. Yeah. Yeah. I think in his brain, he wanted to be infamous. Look, man, sometimes people like that. Some of us get into like serial killers and shit, and it's not like normal people. We look at them like I look at the Zodiac with great praise. I think the Zodiac Killer is the most amazing serial killer and horror story that I've ever known in real life. I don't think Bryan wanted to get caught, but turned around and revealed. And yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I definitely don't think he wanted to get caught. Most attorneys would advertise this as a win in avoiding death. Yeah, I know. That's what a lot of people have been saying all day, that Ann Taylor, this is a win for her because she got him off the death penalty. I don't necessarily agree with that. Psychologists are sometimes like fruitcakes themselves, yeah. Man, you never know what's going on in somebody's brain, man. As I've gotten older, I've chilled the fuck out. But I wasn't always chill. There was moments in my life when I was young, I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do. And then I picked up a mic, and 20 years later, I'm still on it. Had the mic not worked for me, I think the Zodiac was a cop. That's an interesting theory. Beverly doesn't know how to handle all this. He will be lucky if he doesn't get sued for something. Yeah, no, I agree. You can't just make up stories for years on end. And now hearing that the Truth and Transparency person is calling the judge and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, JB, Netflix has a pretty good, I've seen. This is the Zodiac speaking? Yes, I've seen it. I agree with you, Joe. Now that movie Zodiac, another good one? Yeah. No, I love it, actually. No, look, man, I think these people can't admit when they're wrong. I just, like, why? Why does anyone need to call the judge? They really think they're bigger than what they are. They genuinely think they're part of this case. They genuinely think that they're bigger and more influential than what they are. They don't realize that the majority of the people in their audience is the fucking doo-doo. The people that believe the tunnels under the house and the Dave Bautista and the green car and, you know what I mean? They can't handle it. I don't understand it. They're saying, yeah, it's a sick move to call the judge. It's a weird, sick move. We're not involved in this case. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I don't understand it personally. I don't understand why these people are making these moves. Like we're not. If you are emotionally distraught by this case, whether you were right or wrong, man, you need to get some pussy or something, man. I don't know about you. I turned 45 in a month. This ain't my first case. This ain't, like, I've seen there's a bunch of, I'm from Chicago. There's been murders in my face. I don't understand why people are like this. I worked for the Department of Transportation at the time. We did all the traffic control during that time. Yeah. And it's just started, JB. Yeah, I don't understand. I'm gonna laugh when they arrest them for witness tampering. Oh, just like remember what they finally nailed Bullhorn Betty? Yeah, probably, Jeff. You know what I mean? I personally, yeah, Bamfield. Yeah, I kind of want to fuck her though. Oh, Bumfield probably got. There's something about Bumfield I want to, you know what I mean? Yeah, no, it's not easy to get a lifetime protection order. You know, remember when Bullhorn Betty got arrested and shit for harassing people? Oh, Coop and Duper, yes. Like, my take on it is just like, man, why do these people do this to each other? I don't understand it. I don't understand why these people do it to each other. I don't know why they do, I genuinely, I think the true crime community really thinks they're part of the law enforcement. We're top flight security of the world, Craig. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're just somebody with a whiteboard and shit on YouTube. Even I don't take myself that seriously. I'm just a fat drunk motherfucker that's watching the same shit y'all watching, reading the same shit y'all reading. That happens to be an intelligent person. No doubt, John. You know what I mean? But even I don't take myself so seriously. I don't even take my political commentary that seriously. And that shit means way more to me than this shit. You should see me over on the political page. I'm stressing the fuck out. I'm stressing the fuck out. You know what I mean? Except for today. We got Alligator Alcatraz, baby. Ordered the shirt and the hat. But anyways, I will say this. I think people need to chill out. And with those people, my feeling is, I understand, service gators, yes. I understand them being wrong. I've been wrong. I said I was wrong and I changed my position. It didn't hurt. It didn't hurt at all. That's why I think they should chill the fuck out and just be like, okay, we was wrong on this one. By the way, remember the Debbie Collier case? I was wrong on that one. Remember the Brian Laundrie case? I was wrong on that one. I wasn't wrong about him killing her. I was wrong about him getting back down to Florida and killing himself. Next week, breaking news, alligators are racist. Yes, it's coming. That's exactly that's exactly where it's going. I was right. I thought there was another girl. Had a girl. Yeah. Anyways, so no. I think no matter what side of the fence you're on, whether you're a guilter, a pro-burger, just calm down, man. Pour you a drink. Get some pussy. Get some dick. Whatever. And that's what real people do, JB. People should be able to change their minds. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. I change my mind all the time. The skull they found and said it was Brian didn't seem like it was fresh. No. And I was wrong. It was Bryan Laundrie, man. I was wrong. I thought Bryan Laundrie was in the Appalachian Mountains. I thought he was literally here in the Appalachian Mountains. I thought Bryan Laundrie was here, up towards Asheville. And I was wrong. He was dead than a motherfucker down in Florida. He was getting eaten by the alligator, by the same alligators that's about to eat the fucking illegals. You got to be able to say, I was wrong. It's not that hard. And then there's cases that really are home runs, like Leilani Simon. We all knew that bitch did it. That was easy. That was the easiest case there was. Oh, yeah. They're all flipping out, but it does not change the fact that Bryan Kohberger signed in this plea bargain small at 11 o'clock in the morning, which I think is 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock my time. Yeah, 1 o'clock, because he's in mountain time, right? Yeah. Who knew alligators could do laundry? Yes. Jeff, there you go. Both of them were dead by the time we even knew Gabby's name. 100%. Agreed completely. You're 100% right. And this whole time, because I'm a hiker in the area, PayPal's being cunty, that's all right, Mountain Man. Because I'm a hiker in the area, I thought for sure I'd bump into Brian Laundrie. I thought he was up here. I was like, dog, the bounty hunter's down in Florida looking. I'm going to find him here in the Appalachians. I was going to be the guy to turn in Bryan Kohberger. I was completely wrong. I was completely wrong. I hiked a few decent little hikes for no goddamn reason at all. JB, keep doing the commentary because these folks need water or Jesus. Whom still fighting on BK's behalf? Yeah. And I understand it's hard to admit you're wrong. I understand. Especially when you got an audience that follows you. Maybe this is why I'm different than everybody else, because I don't give a fuck what you people think. Oh, I've done the whole trail. I've almost done the whole trail twice, Texas. It's not hard when you have integrity. Yeah. But it's also not, look, I think people care too much about what other people think. I don't give a shit if you guys knew I was wrong about Bryan Laundrie. I don't change anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no. I've done worse shit than that. I've came in here and told on myself right after busting a nut quick. I'll be like, it was a chick off YouTube that just came. I was like, damn, I don't think I impressed that one. What's wrong, JB? I got drunk and that shit was quick. I don't care. I'll come right on here telling myself. Do you think this dude is cuz he told him even if he gets off, the Fed are coming? No, I don't think that's what happened at all. Because it's not a federal case. Well, no, I haven't sent BK commissary in years. Irene, I've been saying Bryan Kohberger was innocent for over 6 months. It's nice to meet you, though. Admitting that they are wrong is one thing, admitting they're delusional is another. Yeah. I was right about Bryan and his mom. Yeah. A lot of people were. Thank you, guys. I think I'm going to go ahead. So much estrogen and DNA. Yes. I think I'm going to get on out of here. I appreciate every last one of you. This has been a fun stream. I'm going to do it more often, once in a while. I know I don't stream over here all the time. Said, okay, nice to meet you too. Let me look at her photo real quick because she looks like she might be a little bit hot. I just want to look for my own. Oh, yeah. I don't believe that's her. She's got some sort of model's picture on her profile. I ordered my hat, says upgrade. There you go. Many YouTubers, you need to keep, that's good. That's a good call. Many YouTubers need to keep those regulars coming back. And I think that's exactly what it is. Dope Soul says we need AI music. Yeah, it has been fun. I've been so busy, missed the music. Yeah, we'll get some more in there. Later on, Tracy. Upgrade ordering the hat. I think that is one of the things. Later on, Kim. I'm not a model, but thank you. You look good. You look great, beautiful. You look great. See, I'm not rude. I've tried to lick at least 20 asses just in this chat room throughout the evening. That's not rude at all. That's not rude at all. Now, no, I think that's the way it is. When you build your brand on one thing, you can't switch and be the other. I can't become a Democrat political analyst tomorrow and still keep my audience. You know what I'm saying? Like in my political channel, I can't all of a sudden be Mr. Barack Obama and keep my audience. You gotta stay the course. Wow, we were all there. Here we are all together. That's right. That's right. If they do a documentary about the YouTubers that covered this case, you're surely going to be in there, JB. I hope the fuck not. And if I am in there, somebody needs to cut me a check. Somebody needs to cut me a check. Speaking of check, thank you to everybody hit that tip jar up there. Thank you to everybody that didn't. I'm going to call it a night. Stay the course is always my motto. Right on, dude. Yeah, unless you're wrong. Stay the course, but if you're wrong, you're wrong. I just know the shit I'm not wrong about. So, and when you are wrong, just admit it and move on. As long as they don't do them certain ones. Yes. Good show. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, guys. I will see you next time. Peace out. This was fun.